present with presence. There was a model that Mike and I use in our work, which I think, for me, really succinctly puts us when we are effective, when we are at our best. So it's three-pronged. So we've got mind, body, voice. This was a model created by a guy called Rudy Shelley at the Bristol Old Vic Theatre School. And he was a bit of a guru there as a communicator and as a teacher. And for me, what he's saying is when these three things are in alignment, when we get them working for us, we are the very best version of ourselves. So when the mindset is right, when the physicality, when the voice is all, from a communication perspective, when all of that's working for us, we are at our very best. We are the very best version of ourselves. So that's what we're going to do in this session. We're just going to unpack the three, as it were. Mike's going to cover off mind in a minute, and I'm going to cover off the body and the voice. And there'll be some practical elements to this. Okay? Just a very quick example, and I don't know if this one will resonate with you. I recently worked with an HRD at a global consultancy. And her issue was she'd recently been promoted onto the executive committee. And she had a couple of issues. One is when they did offsites, the HR slot got moved around, it got shortened. And obviously that was a frustration to her. And also when she would go in, she'd send the materials up front to her exco colleagues, and she would realise that they perhaps hadn't read the papers. So she would spend the first part of that meeting spoon-feeding them on communicating what was in the papers she thought they hadn't read. So obviously that caused her a lot of frustration. So what we worked on, so her mindset going in was, oh God, you won't have read this. And obviously how that manifested itself in how she communicated was, her body language was defensive, her voice was colder and perhaps more abrupt. So in a way, if you think about, this is intention, if you like, and this is impact. She had the right intention to start with, but the impact she was having was not hitting the mark. So what we did is we just worked on the mindset, a bit like you were saying. We worked on her mindset and actually really getting her proactive about the benefits that these HR changes were going to have to the business, and also the consequences if they weren't implemented.